Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is time once again to talk footy transfers, and we're not going to be talking transfers overall, no. This video is going to be focused on CONCACAF, but not all of CONCACAF, only the Caribbean and Central American teams. Jack, why are you not talking about Mexico or the United States or Canada? Why have you forsaken us? Do not cry, dear viewer. I will be dropping a totally separate video talking about the big three, and I think I'm going to keep this format going forward, especially if this video gets a lot of likes and a lot of engagement. Maybe some comments like, hey Jack, really appreciate you looking into Honduran football transfers. I know you're a busy guy and it just really means a lot to me. That would make me ecstatic. That would make me feel like, you know what? I gotta run this back. Screw the big three. I gotta talk about everybody in CONCACAF. And so yeah, you know what? Today we're gonna give the lesser talked about countries a little more love. If you guys like videos about CONCACAF, if you want to see my upcoming videos about the World Cup qualifiers, my predictions for that, predictions for all the teams at the World Cup, more player transfer videos, make sure you're subscribed. We have a ton of names in this video. Let's start with the spicy one. Let's get picante from the beginning here. Luis Palma to Lech Poznan on a loan from Celtic. It is truly do or die now for Luis Palma in Europe. I think for Honduras, he's a freaking menace. The guy haunts my nightmares as a Mexico fan, but he hasn't been putting it together in Europe for years now. He went to Olympiacos on loan last year, and I told everybody, look, this is hype in the sense that Olympiacos are a big club, but they are a stacked team, and Luis Palma is not guaranteed to get minutes. And guess what? He didn't get a lot of minutes. And when he did, he wasn't really effective. So Olympiacos had no desire to buy him. Celtic are looking at him like, hey man, like you couldn't cook in Greece. We're not sure if you fit in the plans here. So now he's off to Lech Poznan in Poland, and he must do well. I was looking at the game log, and Palma did start their Champions League qualifier against Red Star, so that's a good sign that he's getting starts immediately, though I remember Olympiacos starting in a pretty similar way. I think he's fortunate to be going here because the starting left winger last year, Patrick Wallmark, is out until December 2025 with an injury. And the guy isn't even that good to begin with when he's healthy. So if Luis Palma cannot take advantage of the Polish league, of the fact that Poznan's starting left winger is unavailable until Christmas, I think he's heading back to North America. He's probably going to go to MLS. Pray for Palma, because I really do want to see this man succeed. I think it's more fun when he's in form, but it's do or die. Moving on to a true leyenda of CONCACAF, Keylor Navas making a $2 million move from Newell's Old Boys in Argentina to Pumas in Liga MX. Look, man, I don't really have a ton to say about this. The man's 57 years old. I think it's dope that he's in Mexico. I think this is probably the highest level that he could compete on. I think it's great that Alex Padilla's out the door, back to Bilbao, and in comes Keylor Navas. I mean, if you're a Pumas fan, you literally cannot be upset about this. He will be one of the best goalkeepers in the league immediately. He's here for a good time, not a long time. I don't know what I need to say about Navas. The greatest goalkeeper in CONCACAF history, an absolute GOAT. Just go to Pumas and do your thing, man. Like, we don't need to dig into the, like, how does this affect the future of the Costa Rican national team? No, I mean, the future is Sequeira. It's not even Keylor Navas. So, again, like, this is sick. I guess this will help Navas play at the highest possible competition level ahead of the 2026 World Cup, where Costa Rica to qualify. I think it's a minor dub, and we can move on. I don't mean to keep the vibes kind of bad to start this video, but I do want to talk about Mason mother effing Holgate going to Al Gharafa in the Qatari Stars League from Everton for 500 bands. Drake is getting more for a show than Everton received for what at one point was their star boy. I can't even believe this. I don't have anything against Mason Holgate personally. The fall is insane. I mean, this guy fell off harder than superhero movies at the theater. And to be in Qatar at 28 years old is an L for everything outside of Mason Holgate's bank account. Imagine being a fan of Jamaica right now. Not that that's ever really been fun or a nice experience, but now you're looking at Mason Holgate, who was a very big commit. Again, I feel like I'm talking about Nick Saban, Alabama, goddamn Ohio State 4-star recruits and whatever. But imagine you get Mason Holgate, who is playing in the championship in England. He comes over, it's another excitement, you know, building up the momentum to the big one, which is Mason Greenwood. And then the guy leaves to Qatar at 28. Is this just not further proof that Jamaica's cursed? You get Demarai Gray, who was a huge commitment again. And then what does he do? He goes to Saudi. Then you get Mason Holgate. That's a big deal, especially in the back line. Like, Ethan Pinnock desperately needs a partner, and now he's off to Qatar. It's like there's something about when you get a Jamaican passport that your skill level is decreased by 40%, like immediately. It's a poison chalice. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Mason Greenwood falls off as soon as he joins Jamaica. Honestly, I wouldn't. From what I could tell, Holgate wasn't even that bad for West Brom last season. I think he played 18 games in the league for them, something around there. You're telling me nobody in England or Scotland, the entire football pyramid, nobody wanted Mason Holgate? I refuse to believe that, and I actually think this deal is 100% financial. I think the dude said, nah, I'm done. I've already tried in England. I'm just gonna go sip pina colada, if that's even legal, and just do my thing in Qatar. And you know what? That's fine. If you want to choose the money, it's your life. I don't care. I'm not related to Mason Holgate, but from a footballing perspective, which is the focus of the channel, this move is an L, dude. It's an L for you. It's an L for Jamaica. It's an L for CONCACAF. It's an L for Everton fans to see somebody who had so much promise moving to Qatar for less than $1 million. I mean, this probably needs a 30 for 30, this career right here. I guess on the bright side, Demarai Gray, to keep it to Jamaica, is joining Birmingham in the championship on a free, and I guess I could talk about how competitively this is a good move, but Demarai Gray is a huge fraud, dude. This is a guy who Spurs, my club, almost paid huge money for like 5 years ago, and he has just frauded it up everywhere he's gone. He had one wonder goal against Everton in 2 or 3 years there, convinced everybody that he was good, ends up in Saudi Arabia. And last season, in 24 games in Saudi, my man gave me a 0-0 piece. He gave me 0 goals, 0 assists in 1,700 minutes in Saudi Arabia. That is certified fraud status. He was terrible at the Gold Cup. He's been bad since the 2023 Gold Cup for Jamaica. This is embarrassing. I don't think this guy gives a damn about football. The good news for him is he's back in the championship, and Birmingham are absolutely cooked at the left wing position, so he should get minutes, and you know what? God help him if he doesn't. Birmingham kind of played with 2 left wingers last year from what I can tell, and one of the guys he's replacing got 1 league goal last year, which is diabolical. Although I guess it's better than the 0 goals that Demarai Gray had. Yeah, this transfer's a nothing burger. How about something that might be a big something burger? Yeah, I think something burger is a burger franchise, at least in Houston. Ismael Diaz from Católica to León for 500 bands again. Whoever from León orchestrated this transfer needs a raise. And whoever was at Católica on the ownership side and did not even get $1 million for Católica's best player for 2 seasons must be fired immediately. 13 goals and 1 assist in 23 games for Católica last season, and this guy has been an absolute menace in CONMEBOL competition. I'm not talking about the Copa America. I'm talking about the Sudamericana and the Libertadores. His all-time stats in these competitions, just for Católica. I don't know if he played for, that was a stupid thing to say. I don't think he played for a different club in these competitions. Again, CONMEBOL competition, 26 games, 17 goals, 2 assists. My man almost had a goal involvement per game for Católica in CONMEBOL competitions. That's unbelievable. And you got this man for $500K. I know his contract was about to expire, but like, you either got to sell him last year for at least $4 million, or I don't know, get $2 million this season, or extend his contract, give him however much money he wants. What the hell is Católica doing? I don't think the Ecuadorian league is known for being business savvy, and this is an L. But you know what? It's a huge dub for Ismael Diaz because he's going to a better league. Yes, to my Ecuadorians, Liga MX is better than the Ecuadorian league, even though it has a special place in my heart. It's an absolute steal for Liga MX. It's a steal for León financially. And Ismael Diaz, this is a guy who's not guaranteed a spot in Panama squad. Some Panamanians will disagree with me. I don't think he's guaranteed a spot. I think Christensen still feels so-so about him. Now, he balled out of the Gold Cup, so that helped too, but he needs to do something in Liga MX. A move that I don't like at all is fellow Panamanian Christian Martinez making his loan move to Kiryat Shmona in the Israeli Premier League, permanent and official, for $200K. $200K for Panama's starting center mid. What the hell is going on here? Who is this guy's agent? He needs to be replaced with me immediately. Christian Martinez getting a move for $200K to the Israeli league. Like, what are you doing there? The guy shouldn't even be close to this division. Honestly, hear me out. I don't have much to say about this. Leave Israel and go to the MLS. It would serve you so much better. You're not going to get better in Israel. It's not a good league. It's shite. Why do you want to be there with all the geopolitical BS going on right now? now. For 200K, they don't even value you. I don't even know what your salary is, but it can't be that high. I really don't like this move. It upsets me because he's truly a much better player than that. But anyways, we're going like down in the depths, like a roller coaster. We're going back up now. Here's a move that I freaking love. Kervin Arriaga from Partizan in Serbia to Levante for 500K. I'll say this again, and this probably won't be the last time this video. Some of the steals in the value, 500K for Honduras's best midfielder is nasty work from Levante. In a league like La Liga where everyone is bankrupt, this is the exact business moves that teams need to be making. And I think this move is freaking incredible. Even if it flops, dude, it's less than $1 million, so Levante and Levante fans won't give a damn. It's literally a zero risk, massive reward opportunity. I think Kervin could start for Levante. I mean, we're going to see. I was looking at his stats for Real Zaragoza. He was there on loan last season. He played 17 games in La Liga 2. He was 98th percentile in aerial duels won, 80th percentile in duels won, not percentage, total duels won, and 80th percentile in tackles won, playing 17 games. His competition at the CDM spot at Levante is a guy named Edgar Finia. He's a Spanish player. He had less tackles, less duels, and less aerial duels than Arriaga, despite playing 39 games in the same division. So again, Arriaga played 17 games, Ray played 39, and Arriaga dusted him in every single defensive category. So I think there's a real opportunity for him to take the starting spot. The downside will be he's Honduran and the transfer fee was low and he's going to be overcoming a Spaniard. So it's not going to be easy, but at least the stats and the performances from what I've seen would suggest he can do this. He was also Zaragoza's top-rated player on FotMob last season. Take that how you will. I just wanted to throw that out there. Levante this season in La Liga are going to be doing a lot of defending, and guess what? That is the perfect environment for Kervin Arriaga to thrive. I think this guy is a criminally slept-on midfielder. He is a star destroyer, bro. He is going to end people's lives in the midfield. He's also, I joke that he's built like Kevin Durant. He looks like the Slim Reaper. I got to come up with like a Honduran nickname equivalent to that because the guy, I mean, he just doesn't look like he's a beast, but he is a beast, and I think this is such a good move. And the last thing I'll say about this is a crazy stat, crazy fun fact. Smash the like button. Arriaga will be the only Central American player in La Liga this season. Isn't that both insane and really sad? Are you going to tell me Christian Martinez couldn't be playing for Elche right now? Are you seriously going to tell me Coco Carrasquilla couldn't fit into some team? You know how many bad midfields there are in La Liga? Why isn't Luis Palma here right now? Why isn't Brandon Aguilera from Costa Rica here? Like, I don't understand why this is not a pipeline for Central American players. They cost absolutely nothing. They speak Spanish and they're good. So what are La Liga teams waiting on? Is this just old colonial racist legacy? I don't know what it is. Is it just terrible agents? I'm not sure, but it really bothers me because this could be a dream match and I just feel like it's never going to happen. Now, there will be a Caribbean representative in La Liga this season, and that is Junior Firpo, who went from Leeds United to Real Betis on a free transfer. Again, crazy business. Junior Firpo on a free. If you're broke, that's how you need to move. If you guys are broke, you cannot be taking your girlfriend out to sushi. You got to download one of those apps that has the promo deals. It's like buy one cheeseburger, get one free, drinks included. That's how you guys need to be moving out here. You guys are trying to move with women like your favorite professional athlete, and you guys are playing different games. Time to get smart. And this is extremely smart from Real Betis. I think it's a great transfer. Again, if it flops, who gives a damn? It was free. If I get a free meal and it's not that good, there's only so much anger I can feel. I remember I went to my friend's house one time and his mom made salmon. And it was the most trash, gray, tasteless salmon ever. But guess what? I still finished that. And at the end of dinner, I looked her straight in the eyes and I said, thank you. Because she's giving me a free meal. What am I going to complain about? Now, something tells me Firpo's going to be a little bit better than gray, dry salmon for Real Betis because he's going to be competing with Ricardo Rodriguez in Peru at the left back position. Now, offensively, who is the best of those three players? It's Firpo, and it's not even close. Fun fact here, Firpo created 48 chances for Leeds in the championship last season. Ricardo Rodriguez in Peru combined created 24. So combined, they created 50% of the chances. And I think Betis are really going to need that because they let Jesus Rodriguez go, which is unforgivable as far as I'm concerned. But at least this will help a little bit with the creativity on the left side of the field. Now, Firpo's not a great one-on-one defender. Neither's Rodriguez, neither's Perot. So there's still going to be a lot of risk here at the back for Betis. I think it's a great level for Firpo. I think it's great to have a CONCACAF representative in La Liga. I think this is one to bookmark. This could be one of the better transfers this offseason from a CONCACAF player. Another transfer that I want to mention, and this isn't a home run, but, a solid first or second base hit. Maldonado moving to Rubin Kazan in Russia for $2 million. I think this is a great move because he is way too good to be in the Honduran domestic league. I was looking at the roster, and he will be the second oldest center back on the team at just 27 years old, which is kind of interesting. I think he's going to be brought in to replace Ashurmatov, who was a Uzbek center back who departed. He joined Iran. I already dropped an Asian transfer video if you want to learn more about that, but I think he's being brought into play. The season actually kicks off in a couple days now against CSKA Moscow, so we'll see if he is in fact in the starting lineup. I think for any Honduran, if you're going to the Russian Premier League, it's better than being at home. Like, it's not as good. The Russian Prem isn't as good as it was when they were competing in UEFA competitions. Hopefully this ends soon. I hope so, because I don't think it's fair for any of the athletes participating in here, but it's still a much more competitive environment than Honduras. I don't really think Maldonado is going to be playing for a bigger club ever. I kind of think this is his ceiling, unless, I don't know, he wins like Russian Prem Defender of the Season or something like that. But this is a good level, and I don't see why he couldn't just stay in Russia for 5 years, be a good CB, and then come back to CONCACAF, maybe an MLS side when he's ready. Another CONCACAF CB who moved to Russia, Edgar Finia from Panama, went from Khimki in Russia to Paris NN, I'm probably butchering these names, in the Russian Prem on a free. So it was an intra-Russian league transfer. And the NN stands for Novgorod, which I feel like was a Call of Duty map or something. I don't know. Finia is one of Panama's younger CBs. He is 23 years old. Most of the back line is in Europe, which probably explains why Panama overall are just a strong national team at the moment. I don't know if Finia has the highest overall potential or highest ceiling. I would still say that's Jose Cordoba, but Finia definitely could cement a spot in the starting 11 for Panama. I've never been a big Fidel Escobar guy. I kind of think he's so-so, makes a lot of mistakes. Cordoba makes a ton of mistakes for the national team. The only one I really like is Andrade. The others I'm kind of like, eh. And so I think for Finia and his development, I think this is a great move. And ideally, the next step in 1 to 2 seasons would be to move to Turkey or something like that. And then who knows? Maybe some better Eastern European league. Maybe he goes to the Czech Republic. Maybe he goes to Serbia. Maybe he can end up in Italy. Again, it all depends on how he performs this season, but I think this is a solid move. Actually, guys, we have another move that I didn't even have notes for because it just happened. Francisco Calvo joins Al-Ettifaq, the team that Demarai Gray left. So they're replacing a CONCACAF guy with another CONCACAF guy, totally different positions on a free transfer. This one's pretty interesting. I think I like Francisco Calvo more than everybody else on the planet. He was at Haytaspor last season in Turkey, and they were not very good, but he was by far their best player. I wouldn't be surprised if he won player of the season. I would have to double check that. Finding this information is going to be impossible. But anyways, he's moving on to Saudi Arabia now. The guy's 33 years old. He's still one of the OGs of the golden generation of Los Ticos footballers, who's still a starter and the captain for the national team. And I'll say it, this is a great move. He's going to Saudi Arabia, where he's going to be playing offenses that are composed of in their prime and slightly past their prime European footballers. And the Saudi League is starting to bring in more and more young Brazilians and young South Americans as well. Like, he's going to be tested. And I'm looking at the CBs on the roster here. I mean, Francisco Calvo is going to be a starter, man. So for Los Ticos, this is pretty good. And I'm sure for Calvo's agent and his own bank account, this is a fantastic move. I don't think anybody's faulting a 33-year-old for going to Saudi. 2 more moves here I want to talk about. One is Duckins Nazone maybe going to Istiklal. This is not confirmed. It has been rumored for weeks now. If it happens, I think it's fire. Just the fact that we have a Haitian star player playing in the Iranian league is just like, my mind can barely comprehend that as a diehard fan of both the AFC and CONCACAF. Look, at Nazone's age, he ain't getting better. He's not going to be playing for a good club in Europe. At least he goes to Asia and can play in the Asian Champions League. I think it's a great opportunity. Will it open the door for more CONCACAF players to go to Iran? I don't think so, because I don't think the Iranian league has any pull or any clout outside of Persian players themselves, but I do still think it was interesting and worth mentioning. And the last one is Jose Luis Rodriguez to FC Juarez for $2 million. It's really a return because he was loaned out from Juarez last season, or he was on loan there last season, and now it's permanent. He was in Serbia, barely played. I still don't really understand the story behind that. I don't know if it was injuries or what. I think that Jose Rodriguez is a very talented player who's always been missing results. Like, if you look at his stats season over season, you would be kind of shocked at like his goal output and involvement. It's very like Tim Weah-esque, where it's like 3 goals, 3 assists, and you're like, what? You're like, he didn't even get 8 goal involvements in a season in Liga MX, but he doesn't really have any massive numbers. So I don't know. That's probably the reason that he's played for 7 clubs in 10 years. At least on the stat sheet, he never really seems to show up. Even for Panama, like, he scored some golazos recently, but like, yeah, the Gold Cup, he could have been better. All the goals were coming from Ismael Diaz and Guerrero, a striker who nobody even freaking knew about about it unless you're a Panamanian. Hopefully he can settle down and get some consistency because he's a very technically gifted player, but at some point you have to start having the output. Otherwise you're just Flair. You're just like Mudryk or João Felix or something like that. And nobody wants to be Mudryk or João Felix. Anyways, guys, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed this Central American and Caribbean only transfer video. If you did, let me know in the comments. I will make more of these because I know it's hard to find content, especially in English, talking about this stuff, but I love CONCACAF. I love international football, so that's how we do it here on DeadBall TV. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.